Welcome Speedballers, I'm Hype and this is the Speedball Recap 2025. This is a new concept where I looked at the stats from the Speedball website, our Discord, John Launch and the Fun Cup spreadsheets to look back at the year 2025 in terms of numbers. So let's get started. We'll be looking at specifically Team Cup stats, Fun Cup stats, public stats, and then at the end overall Speedball stats in general. So let's start with the Team Cup stats, beginning with how many cups do we actually play in 2025. That was 18. There's one cup less than we played in 2024. In total we played 257 maps and over a course of 54 hours, 42 minutes and 10 seconds. Whenever in this presentation there's a time, it is always the map time. So not each player combined for one map, but one map, if one map is 15 minutes, it's actually 15 minutes, not 15 times 6 or something. So it's actually 54 hours real time if we would have played all the maps in one go, basically. So despite having played one cup less than last year, we actually played more maps and more hours than we did in 2024. Let's look through the top 5 players by participation for the Team Cups. On the 4th place we have GamerRox and Blab with 13 of the 18 cups played. On 3rd place we have Smiley with 15. 2nd is Yanfo with 17. And I'm Hype first with all 18 cups. Mostly to the fact that I'm the one hosting them, and when I can't host them there's no cups. So I played all the cups in last year. And then we're gonna look at the teams by participation. For the teams I looked at do they have the same name or the same lineup for multiple cups, which are not a lot of teams, but there were 4 teams that filled that criteria. It was Costail with 6 cups, Savage Bulls and Puck Feech or Little Big with 7 of the 18 cups, and 1st place goes to Spiderball with 10 cups played from the Team Cups this year or last year. That's why they also became Team of the Year. And we will look at the teams sorted by wins. Only made top 3 here, which 3rd place goes to Savage Bulls with 3 wins, and the 1st place is tied between Puck Feech and Costail with 4 wins. Well, no other teams that really won a lot of cups this last year. Okay, moving on to the Fun Cup stats. We played a total of 41 Fun Cups last year. That's our 707 maps, and a total time of 167 hours, 9 minutes and 16 seconds. We had an average of 4.4 teams per cup last year, which is a little decrease compared to 2024, where we were around 4.5, but in general it's still pretty good, I think. So it's like the average is 4 to 5 teams for Fun Cups. Maybe we can increase it this year. Be cool, but we'll see. Let's again look at the top 5 players by participation. There we have Meow with 35 cups played this last year. Gur and myself with 36, and the 1st place is tied between Yanfo and Heimer, who played 40 out of the 41 cups, so both of them each missed out on only 1 cup last year. Now again we will look at the top 5 players by wins. Here we have Volkan and Smiley tied for the 4th place with 8 wins. Also a tie between Meow and me with 9 wins. And the 1st place goes to Heimer with 12 wins last year. No, to 40 that he has played. Next up, we go to the public stats, and we start this off with how often PubuBot was started, how often we actually got 6 players to start Poopobot, to start a public match basically. And the Poopobot was started 208 times in 2025. That is an increase by 100 compared to last year, so we almost doubled the Poopobot starts, so the public games basically, in this year, which is really a huge improvement. And yeah, public was a great year for public last year. And the next stats will also prove that point, but let's first look at who actually were the ones that started Poopobot the most. So also here, player only counts into this when the sign-up is actually, the let's play is actually started, so not when you do the slash ad, but when actually the game also starts. So on 5th place we have Volkan with 68, then Coco with 74, myself with 84 on 3rd, and Nav is 2nd with 136, and Heimer had started Poopobot the most times with 146. Then how many maps have we played in public in 2025? A total of 1,333 maps, which is a huge improvement again to last year where we played 740 maps. So also an increase by almost 600 maps. That's huge. So again, really great year for public. Maybe we can improve that also this year. And also we can see that same improvement with the total time played in public. We played 286 hours, 25 minutes and 12 seconds, which is an increase of around 131 hours. Very good. So again, almost doubled the entire playtime in public last year. So let's move on to the overall Speedball general stats, starting with the number of unique players we had. So each player that has at least played one single map in Speedball in 2025, and that was 79 players. How many rockets were shot in 2025? I'm sure all of you can guess this number very correctly. And yeah, you're right, it was 5,408,395 rockets being shot in total last year. Top 3 were Nav with 362,000 rockets, myself with 370,000 rockets, and Heimer with 470,000 rockets shot in 2025. How many of these were hits? 648,154. That, with the amount of rockets being shot, gives us an average accuracy of 11.98%. The top 3 hitters this last year was Janfo with 40,000, myself with 43,000, and Heimer with 57,000. At this point we need to get used to seeing Heimer being on first in pretty much every stat, by the way. Let's see how many passes were made in 2025. A total of 71,259. So let's see who has given the most passes. Janfo gave 4,889 passes, Nav 4,905, and Heimer 6,327. Who has received the most passes? Janfo received 5,139 passes, I received 5,474 passes, and Heimer 5,854. So for Heimer we can see he gave more passes than we received. Janfo and me did receive more passes than we have given. Next up we have the number of captures being made last year. There was 9,081 captures being made. And here the top 3 are Nav with 567, myself with 691, and an astonishing 1,385 captures were done by Heimer, which is like an insane amount considering we had a total of 9,000 captures being made last year. Also more around the double of what I did. It's a really impressive capturing job. Heimer, Attacker of the Year. Then the most important stat, of course, the number of backsteps being made. We had 25,873 backsteps being made. And top 3 here actually looks a little bit different for once. On third place we have Volkan with 1,459. Second place goes to Heimer, 1,809. And the person that actually managed to dethrone him in backsteps is Nav with 1,865. So of course the only stat that Heimer is not leading is a negative one. Moving on to the top 5 maps by amount being played. Climax was played 135 times, that's 5th of that. Then on 4th we have Aeon with 141. Xibalba on 3rd with 154. Lucid on 2nd with 179. And the most played map in 2025 was Babylon with 191. But we can also look at how long these maps have been played in total time, and it looks a little bit different then. Aeon was played around 33 hours and 7 minutes, Xibalba 33 hours 42 minutes, Mythology on 3rd with 34 hours and 54 minutes, Babylon on 2nd with 42 hours and 54 minutes, and Lucid first in this way of looking at it, with 44 hours and 45 minutes. So it's interesting to see that the first 2 maps are the same, but they switched around, which means Lucid took a lot longer per map to finish than Babylon. So we played Babylon more amount of times, but Lucid longer in total time. Also we see the same with Mythology, being not even in the top 5 when it comes to amount being played, but is 3rd in the total time being played. Next up, let's look at the top 10 most active players. On 10th we have Grr with 595 maps played and around 132 hours. On 9th we have the GOAT Chad. Never chats, but he plays a lot. 609 maps and 133 hours. On 8th we have Smiley with 658 maps and 151 hours. On 7th we have Volkan with 665 maps and 153 hours. And on 6th we have GameRox with 692 maps and 153 hours. This is also interesting. Volkan played a little longer in time, but GameRox played a lot more maps than Volkan. Moving on to the top 5, we have Meow with 754 maps and 172 hours. Yanfo with 843 maps and 194 hours. On 3rd place we have myself with 933 maps and 216 hours. On 2nd place we have Nav with 1008 maps and 223 hours. And you never guess who's on 1st. That's right, it's Heimer with 1304 maps and 281 hours last year. All of these top 5 were also the ones nominated for most active player of the year, except for me. I feel scammed. So let's see, to close off, how many maps have we played all together in total in 2025, in all modes, public, fun cup, team cup, everything combined was 2,606 maps, which is an increase of 550 maps compared to last year, which is mostly the public increased this amount. And in hours, this like the big reveal now. How much hours have we played Speedball all together in 2025? 588 hours, 54 minutes and 23 seconds. That is an increase of 131 hours, 32 minutes and 44 seconds. So yeah, once again, was a pretty good year for Speedball, at least compared to 2024. And, well, we can use this upward momentum to increase the number again this year, I guess. But that's it. I want to say thanks to the entire Speedball community. It's been a really cool year, and I hope this year is going to be very good as well. And also special thanks to GameRox for not only giving me these stats to work with, but also helping me debug some of the stuff we had. And yeah, that was a new concept. There was a lot more options or stats I could have included, and probably you have a lot of ideas as well. Let me know what you thought. Was there some parts that you were thinking was a bit boring, I could skip them maybe next year, and other stats you want to see maybe next year? Let me know. This was kind of fun to do, so I will probably do it again next year. And then we can again see the increases, decreases, and stuff like this. But yeah, let me know what else you want to see and what you thought of this concept in general. Have a nice day. Bye bye.